Hello and welcome to another exciting tutorial of GreatStack. In our previous tutorial, we have built a full stack e-commerce website using Next.js. Today, we are taking it a step further by integrating the Stripe payment gateway in our project. This will allow users to make secure online payments and place orders seamlessly. If you have not watched the previous video yet, be sure to check out the link in the description to build your own e-commerce website first. Once you have done that, you will be ready to follow along with this tutorial. By the end of this video, you will have the knowledge and skills to integrate Stripe payments into any full stack Next.js project. So let's dive in and explore the website. So if I come to this Next.js e-commerce website, here you can see the products. If I open any product and click on buy now, then here we will come to cart page, and if I click on place order button, the order will get placed using the cash on delivery method. You can see the method COD. So now we will integrate the Stripe payment gateway in our project. So as you can see, I have already deployed this project on our GitHub platform, and then we have deployed it using Vercel to get the live link of our project that we will use to handle the webhooks. As we know, to use the Stripe payment, we have to use the webhooks. And to create the webhooks, we will use this Vercel live link of our e-commerce project. So let's come back to the VS Code editor, and here you can see this is our Next.js project. If you are using MongoDB, then you have to create the models, and if you are using SQL database, then you have to create the table. So if I come to order.js file, so this is the structure of our order model. So in this one, we will add some properties that will help us to manage the payment gateway. So after this date property, we will add a new property that will be payment type, and the type will be a string, and here we will add required true. After this property, we will add one more property that is paid, and here we will add the type boolean and required true, and here we will add the default property that is false. So whenever we will create an order, then isPaid property will be false by default. So we have modified this order models. Now we will save the changes and we will come back to the web browser. So you can see this is the MongoDB database, and if I open orders, here we have some previous orders. So we will delete this orders collection. So now we can store the new order using this new model where we have added the payment type and is paid. So we have added these new properties. Now open app folder, and after that we will open this API folder, and then let's go to order, create and route.js file. And in this file, we are creating the user order using the cash on delivery method. So while creating the order, here we have to add payment type property. And in this payment type, we will simply provide COD, that is cash on delivery. So we are creating the order using COD. After adding this property, we will save the changes and let's restart our Next.js project. So we will stop this project and write npm run dev. So our project will get started. After that, we will open the web browser and we will come to the home page, and from here we will place a new order. So let's select this earphone and click on buy now button. Then we'll click on place order button. So our order has been placed and we are redirected to my orders page. So our order has been placed. Now if I open the database and click on refresh button, so here we have the orders collection. So let's open it. Now in this one you can see we have the payment type, that is COD, and is paid is false by default. So we have added the payment type for the previous order. Now we will integrate the Stripe payment gateway. So first we have to create a new account on this Stripe website. If you don't have any account, you can easily create it on this Stripe website, and if your country does not support the Stripe payment, then you can choose another country in the sign up form, choose other country and create a test account. So I already have an account on a Stripe, so I'm going to use that. I'll just click on this dashboard button. So now I'm in the Stripe dashboard. After that, we will come to developers option and click on API keys. Now you can see here we have two different API key, that is publishable key and secret key. So we will copy this one by one. So let's copy this key and paste it in the environment variable file. So we will come back to the VS Code editor, and here we will open .env, and here let's add the comment, that is a Stripe, and after that we will create a environment variable, that is a Stripe publishable key, and here we will store this key. So we will just copy the publishable key from here and paste it here. Similarly, we will create one more key. So let's add the name a Stripe secret key, and in this one we will paste this secret key. So just click to copy and paste it here. So now we have the Stripe publishable key and secret key. Now we will save the changes, and after that we need the Stripe webhook key. Using that we will manage the webhooks logic. So here let's create one variable, a Stripe webhook secret, and here we will store our Stripe webhook secret key. To get this webhook secret key, we will come back to the dashboard, and from here we will click on developers option, and here we will click on this webhooks. Now we will add a new destination, so just click on this button, and here we have to subscribe some events. So first we will select the API version, that is latest one, 2025 February 24. After that we will select the events. So we will open this payment intent, and from here we will select payment intent cancelled and payment intent succeed. So we have selected two events. After that we will click on this continue button. Here we will select the webhooks endpoint on which we will listen the webhooks of this Stripe payment gateway. So we will copy our project live link and we will paste it here, and after that here we will add /API/Stripe. So at this endpoint we will listen the Stripe webhook. After that we will click on this create destination button. So here we have added the webhooks event listener, and here we have the signing secret. Let's click on this reveal and just click on this icon to copy this signing secret. Now we will come back to the VS Code editor, and in this environment variable we will paste it. So now we have the publishable key, secret key and webhook secret. Now save the changes and close this file. After that we will come back to the sidebar, and here we will create the API on which we will create the order using a Stripe. So in this API folder we have the order folder, and here we have created this create folder to create an order using COD. So in this order folder we will create a new folder with the name Stripe, and in this Stripe folder we will create a file called route.js. Now in this one we will create a function to handle our route, and the type will be post. So we will write export async function, and here we will use the post method, and in this parameter we will get the request. So we have created this function. Now in this function we will add a try catch block for the error handling. In this try block we have to copy the logic from the previous route, that is this one, and here we have added the logic to get the user ID, address and items from the request, and here we are calculating the amount, and after that we are placing the order using payment type COD. So we will copy the logic till here. So we will select these lines and we will paste it in this try block. Here we have to import order model. Then we will import this getAuth method. We will import it from clerk next.js/server. So we have imported this getAuth from this location. After that we will import the next response from next/server. After that we will import product model. So we have imported this models and methods. After that, here we are calculating the product data, and here we will calculate the amount by getting the individual product price, and while fetching the product price we will create a variable, and in this variable we will store all the product data that we will use to create line items that is needed in the Stripe payment gateway. So we will type let product data equal to, and it is going to be an array. So we will create one empty array. After fetching the product, here we will store the product data in this array. For that, simply write product data dot push method, and in this one we will add one object where we will add a name property. In this name property we will store the product name, and we will use the product name and other data to create the line items. So in this name property simply add product.name. After that we have to add the price, so just type price, and in this price we will add product.offer price. After that, here we will create the quantity property, and in this one we have to add the product quantity. So simply provide item.quantity. Using that we will get the product quantity. So while fetching the data of each product, we will store the product in this array. While saving this order data in the database, we will store this data in a variable also. So just add const order equal to await order.create method. After creating the order, we will get this order response from the database. After that, if I come back to the web browser, and we will come back to the home page of our e-commerce website, then we will open the product page and click on buy now button. As you can see, here we are calculating the tax of 2%. So we will add this amount also in this amount variable. For that, here we will make this variable using let keyword, and after that here we will use amount variable plus equal to, here we will use math.floor, and in this one we will provide amount, and to get the 2% of this amount we will multiply it with 0.02. So we have added the 2% tax in this amount. After that we will make the changes in this payment type also. So remove the COD, and here we will type a Stripe. After that, here we have to create the line items for our Stripe. Before that, we will open this terminal here, and we will stop this project using Ctrl+C, and here we will install the package of a Stripe using npm install a Stripe and press enter. So this package has been installed. Now we will restart the project using npm run dev. After that, after creating this order, we are saving this data in the database. Now we will create the line items to initialize the Stripe payment gateway. So to create the line item, let's add one comment, that is create line items for Stripe. After that, we will create a variable with the name line_items, and here we will use the product data array where we have stored all the product data that we are going to order. After that, we will use the map method, and here we will pass the individual item using this parameter, and here we will create this arrow function, and here we will return one object, and in this object we will mention price data. So we have provided the price data, and in this price data property we have to provide the properties like currency, product name, and unit amount. So let's add the currency, and the currency will be USD. So we will type USD. After that, we will add product data, and in this product data we will add product name, and in this one we will provide item.name. We can also add the images in the product data. So now I have added only name. After that, here we will add the unit amount property, and in this unit amount we will add item.price. So we are using the USD, that is equal to 100 cents. Here we have added the currency USD, and here we have to provide the unit amount where we have to calculate the price in cents. So we have to multiply it with 100. After the price data, we have to add the quantity property, and in this quantity we have to provide item.quantity. So we have created the line items. After that, we have to create a session using this line items. For that, first we have to initialize the Stripe package. So here we will import a Stripe from a Stripe package. After that, we will create a variable with the name Stripe, and here we will use the new keyword and this Stripe package. In this one we have to provide the Stripe secret key. So we will write process.env dot, and we will provide our environment variable name that is stored in this .env file. So let's copy this Stripe secret key and we will paste it here. Now we have initialized the Stripe, and we can use this Stripe to create the session. So to create this session, here we will add a comment, and here we will type create session. Here we will type const, and after this const we will type session equal to await. After that we will use the Stripe dot checkout dot sessions dot create method. In this one we have to provide multiple properties like line items, payment mode, success URL, cancel URL, and metadata. So to provide it, let's add the line items. After that we will add the mode, that will be payment. After that we will add the success URL. In this success URL we will use template literal, so just add the backticks, $, curly braces. Similarly, we will add the cancel URL. Here also we will provide the backticks, $, curly braces. After that, we will provide the metadata, and in this metadata, we will simply add the order ID that we will get from the order variable dot underscore ID property. This is the order ID, that is an object, so we have to convert this object into a string. So we will use dot to a string method. So it will convert this order ID into a string. After that, we will attach the user ID also. So we will provide this user ID. Now in this success URL and in the cancel URL, we have to provide the URL on which user should be redirected after successful payment or after cancel payment. So for this one, we have to get the origin from headers. So here we will create a variable that is const origin equal to request dot headers dot get, and here we will provide the origin. Suppose we are making the request from localhost, so in this origin we will get localhost and port number. And if we are requesting this route from the deployed link, then in this origin we will get the deployed live link. So now we will use this origin to provide the success URL and cancel URL. So here we will provide the origin, and here also we will provide the origin. Now in this success URL, we will redirect the user on order placed page. So user will be redirected to this order placed path after successful payment. And when the payment get cancelled, then we will redirect the user on cart page. So here we will add /cart. So now we have created this session, and now using this session we will get the session URL. So let's write const URL equal to, here we will use the session.url. Now we have the session URL. After that, we will create a response. So we will write return next response dot JSON. And in this one, we have to provide the object where we will add the success property that will be true. And after that, we will add the URL property also, where we will send this URL. Now suppose we get any error in this route, then this catch block will be executed. And in this one, first we will add console.error and this error. With that, we will create a response also. So just copy this response statement, paste it here. And in this success, we will make it false. And with that, we will add the message property. And in this message, let's type error.message. Let me remove this quote. It will be error.message. Now we will save the changes and our route is ready. After that, we will come to components folder, and here we have this order summary.jsx file, where we are creating the order using this COD method, using this create order function. So here we will create a new function that will be create order stripe, and we will use that function to create the order using the stripe payment method. To create that function, here we will create a new variable with the name create order stripe, and create one arrow function with async. So it will be asynchronous arrow function. And here we will add the try catch block, and in this try block we will add the logic to place the order using this stripe route. For that, let's come to this function create order, and from here let me copy these lines and come to this function and paste the same code. So here we are checking the address is selected or not, then we are getting the cart items array. And here we are checking if the cart items dot length is 0, then we'll return a toast notification with cart is empty. Then we will generate the token, and here we are calling the order creation API, that is creating the order using COD method. So we will replace this path, it will be /API/order/Stripe. So whenever we will hit this API, our order will be placed using the Stripe method. After calling this API, here we will check if our data.success property is true. In that case, we will get one URL. Now we will redirect the user to that URL. So let's add window.location.href equal to data.url. Now suppose the data.success is false. In that case, we will add the else statement, and here we will display a toast notification with the type error. And in this one, we will provide data.message. Now suppose we get any error in this try block, then the catch block will be executed. So in that case, we will display a toast notification. So let's add toast.error, and here we will add the error.message. After that, we will come to this place order button, and let me replace this create order function. It will be create order a Stripe function. Now save the changes and come back to the web browser. Now if I reload this web page and click on this place order button, so now you can see it opens the Stripe payment page where we have the product name, with that we have the product price, and here we have to provide the email. So let me select this email, and after that we will select card, and here we will add the test card number, that is this one. And after that we will add any future date, any 3-digit number, and here we will add the card name, GreatStack, and after that click on this pay button. Now you can see our order get placed. So now you can see we have just placed one order and we are back to the my orders page. But still the method is COD and the payment is pending, because this COD text is hard coded. We will change it later. So now we are getting this order here, and if I open our database and if I open this orders and click on refresh, so now you can see we have a new order here, and here we have the order with payment type a Stripe, and here is paid is false. So we have created a payment, and after that is paid property is false because we have not used this webhooks. We have just created this webhooks. So here we will go to events, and in this one here you can see the payment intent, it succeed, and this webhooks is calling this API endpoint /API/Stripe, that is the deployed link, but we have not created it yet. So we will create this endpoint where we will listen the Stripe webhooks, and we will update our is paid property using this webhooks. So for that we will come back to the VS Code editor, and let's come to this app folder, API folder, and in this API folder we will create a new folder with the name Stripe. In this Stripe folder we will create a new file that will be route.js. Don't get confused with this Stripe folder, that is in the order folder. And here we have created a new Stripe folder in this API folder. So it will manage the Stripe webhooks. So in this one, first we will create a post handler function. So let's create export async function post, and in this one we will get the request. Now after creating this function, in this function we have to get the body, as a raw data. Suppose if we are getting any request, then we don't need that request to be parsed. For that, here we will add export. We will add one config. So just add const config equal to one object. And in this object, we will add the property that is API. And in this API, we will add body parser false. So after exporting this config from this file, when we receive any request in this post method, then the request will not be parsed. Now we will create rest of the post function. So here we will add the try catch block. In this try block, first we need the body. So to get the body, we will add const body equal to await, and here we will use the request dot text to get the body. After that, here we need the signature from our headers. So let's open const signature equal to request dot headers dot get. To get this signature, here we have to provide a stripe signature. Now we will get the signature in this variable. Now we have the body and signature. Now we have to build the event using this body and signature. So to build the event, here we will type const event, and here we have to use the stripe package. To use the stripe package, first we have to initialize that package. So here, first we will import the stripe from a stripe package. Here we will initialize this stripe. For that, we will write const stripe equal to new stripe, and in this one we have to provide the process dot env dot stripe secret key. So we have initialized this stripe. Now to get this event, we will use this stripe. So write const event equal to stripe dot webhooks dot construct event. Here we have to provide three parameters. So first parameter will be payload data that we will get from the request. So just write body, and after that we will add the comma, and here in the second parameter we will provide the signature that we are getting from the headers. So let's write the signature here, and in the third one we have to provide the stripe webhook secret that is stored in our environment variable. So just add process dot env dot, and here we will provide the stripe webhook secret. So just come to .env file and copy this webhook secret, and come to route.js file and paste this stripe webhook secret. That is the secret key for webhooks. After executing this statement, our event will be created. After getting this event, we will come back to the web browser, and here we will open this event that is payment intent.succeed, and we will click on this URL, and we will click on this any method. Now here you can see we receive the event like this, where we have the event type like payment intent succeed, and after that we have the data property where we have all the required data to check the payment is succeed or not. So we will use this event type for our switch case that will switch the cases for different event type. So we will come back to the VS Code editor, and in this one we will create a switch case statement. In this key property we will add event.type, and here we will create our first case that will be payment intent.succeed, and here we will add the curly braces, and in this curly braces we will add the logic for this event type. Similarly, we will create one more case. So let's copy this one from here and paste it again. And here we will add the event type. It will be payment intent dot cancelled. So we have created two cases, that is payment intent succeed and cancelled. Now suppose the payment gets succeed. In that case, we will mark the is paid property of the order to true. With that, we will also clear the user's cart. And if the payment intent.cancelled event occur, then we will delete that order from our database. For that, we will simply create a function that will handle our payment intent. So here we will create a variable with the name handle payment intent equal to async, and here we will create one asynchronous arrow function. In this parameter, we will get the properties like payment intent ID. With that, we will also get is paid property. Suppose is paid is true. In that case, we will mark the orders is paid property true and we will clear the user's cart. And if this is paid is false, in that case we will delete the order from our database. To do that, here we have to get the session using this payment intent ID, where we have stored the order ID and user ID. So if I come to this order folder, a Stripe folder, route.js file. So as you can see here, while creating the session, we have added the metadata where we have added the order ID and user ID. So we have to retrieve this user ID and order ID using this payment intent ID so that we can perform our operation on the order and user. To do that, first we have to get the session. So just add const session equal to await, and here we will use a stripe dot checkout dot sessions dot list, and in this list we have to provide one object, and in this one we will add the payment intent ID. So just add payment intent, and in this one simply provide payment intent ID. After that, we will get this session, and from this session we will retrieve our user ID and order ID data from the metadata. So simply write const curly braces. Here we will write order ID and user ID. After that, we will use this session that we have created here. After that, we will add dot data, and in this data property we have to open the index 0, and in this one we will get the metadata. So now we have the order ID and user ID also. Now we will connect with the database and then we will perform the operation. So here we will write await connect db, and after that we will check if is paid is true. In that case we will write await, and here we will mark the is paid property of that order to true. So let's write await order model dot find by id and update method. In this one, first we have to provide the order ID. So let's provide the order ID, and here we will add the object, and in this object let's add is paid, and we will update this property to true. Now we have marked this is paid property true, and with that here we will clear the user's cart data. So just add await, and here we will add the user model dot find by id and update method, and in this one we will provide the user ID that we are getting from the metadata. And after that we will add the object, and in this object we will add the cart items, and we will clear this user's cart item. So just provide the empty object. Now suppose this is paid is false. In that case, we will add the else statement, and in this one, we will delete that order from the database. To do that, here we will write await, and we will add the order model dot find by id and delete method. And in this one, we have to simply provide the order id. So here we have created this handle payment intent function. Now we will use this function in this switch case. Now suppose if we receive this event payment intent dot succeed, so in that case we will add await, and here we will call handle payment intent, and in this one we have to provide payment intent id. So to get the id, let's add event dot data dot object dot id. With that, we will provide the is paid property true. So just provide true. So we have provided two parameters, that is payment intent id and is paid property true. Similarly, in this case also we will add the await, and we will call the handle payment intent function, and in this one we will pass event dot data dot object dot id, that is the intent id, and in the second parameter we will provide false because the payment gets cancelled. Now if we get any other event regarding this payment intent succeed or cancelled, in that case this default case will be executed, and here we can add the console.error, and in this one we can provide the event name that we can see from the logs. So simply add the event.type. After this switch case, we will send one response. So let's add the next response dot JSON property, and in this one we will add the object where we will add received, and we will mark it as true. We will add the return keyword. After that, if anything goes wrong in this try block, then the catch block will be executed. So in that case, we will send a response. So just copy the response from here, paste it here, and instead of this received true, we will send message, that will be error.message, and in the console we will add error and just provide this error that we are getting from this parameter. So now we have successfully created this webhooks handler route, and now save the changes, and we will deploy this changes in the live link also. So we will come to this source control button, and here we will commit the changes. So let's add the message a stripe webhooks added. Now just click on this commit button and sync changes. So we have updated the changes. Now we will open Vercel, and we will open our project. Then go to deployments, and you can see it is redeploying our project because we have made the changes in the GitHub repository, because we have added a stripe webhooks. Now you can see the changes has been deployed on Vercel. Now just come to this stripe webhooks dashboard, and we will open this events, and this is the previous event that cannot be delivered because at that time we have not created the webhook handler route. Now we have created it, so we will resend this event to our webhooks. For that, let's click on this one, and from here we will select the live link and click on this resend button. So now you can see delivery attempt got a status 200, and in the response body we are receiving received true, and here we can see the message delivered. And now if I come back to the database and refresh this web page, so now you can see till now still it is false. So if I refresh it, now you can see is paid is true. So our webhooks is perfectly working. Now let's try it again. So we will come back to the localhost website. Let's open our website homepage, and from here we will create a new order. So let's open this product, click on buy now, and now click on this place order button. Here we will create this order. So just click on this pay button. So our order has been placed successfully, and you can see our new order here. And now if I come back to the database and click on this refresh, so now you can see here we have placed this order, and this is paid property is true because we have paid the amount using the dummy card. So this is paid is true. So till now we have successfully created the Stripe payment gateway, and we have managed the webhooks to verify the payment. Now let's make changes in our project so that when we select any product, click on buy now, and if I click on this place order, then instead of placing the order, we will get two other buttons to place the order using COD or place the order using the Stripe payment gateway. To do that, we will come back to the VS Code editor, and from here we will open components order summary.jsx file, and here we have this button place order. So first we need a state to save the data where we have clicked the place order button or not. So let's come to top of this file, and in this file we will create a new state variable. So let's write const is place order clicked and set is place order clicked equal to use state and make it false. So we have initialized it with boolean data false. Now scroll down and come to this button, and for now let me just cut this button from here, and here we will create this curly braces, and in this curly braces first we will check if not is place order clicked, then we will return this button, and in this button we will remove this create order, and here we will add one arrow function, and in this one we will call the set is place order clicked, and in this one we will mark it true. Now suppose this one is true, then in that case here we will add the colon and this a small bracket, and in this bracket we will return a div, and in this div we have to provide two buttons. So let's paste this button here, and here we have added this button, and after that let's add this button again. So in the first button let's add the text. Button text will be cash on delivery, and in the second button we will type, let's add the image tag also. So we will select this image from the next image. Here we will close this tag and we will add the src property, and in this one we will add the assets dot a Stripe logo. With that we will add the alt property, and here we will add the class name also. So let's add the class name, and we will provide the width 12. So when we click on the cash on delivery, then we will call the create order function, and when we click on this second button where we have added the Stripe logo, so in this one we will provide create order Stripe function. After that we will come to this div and we will add the class name property that will be flex and gap 2. Now in this button where we have added the Stripe logo. We will remove the background text white and we will remove this hover from here, and we will make this padding white too. And here also we will add the padding white too, and in this one also we will add the padding white too. And in the last one we'll add the flex, then we'll add the justify center, item center. After that we will add the border, and here we will add the border color, that will be indigo 500. Then we will add the background white, and here we will add the hover property, and in this hover property we will add bg gray 100. Now we will save the changes and let's come back to the web browser. Now if I reload this web page, here you can see this place order button. If I click on this one, here we have the two options to place the order using the cash on delivery or pay using a Stripe. If I click on this cash on delivery, it will place the order using cash on delivery method, and if I click on the Stripe, then it will open the Stripe payment gateway. Let's click on the first button, so you can see order has been placed using the cash on delivery method. And again come to this home page, select any product, go to cart page using this buy now, and now click on this place order button and click on this Stripe logo. So now it will open this Stripe checkout page. Now let's click on this back button, and if I come to this orders, here you can see still our method is COD. So we have to change this logic so that when we placed the order, it will display the COD, and when we place the order using a Stripe, it will display the Stripe payment method. For that, we will come back to the VS Code editor, and from here we will open my orders page and page.jsx file. And if I scroll down, here you can see we have this code where we have added the COD and pending. So we will display this data using our order data. For that, let's remove this text, and here we will add the curly braces, and here first we will check if we have the order dot payment type, then we will display the payment type, and if it is not available, then we will add the OR operator, and here we will add the string, that is COD. We will remove this pending from here and we will add curly braces. We will add order dot is paid property is true. In that case, we will display the text paid, and if it is not paid, then we will add pending. So now we will save the changes, come back to the web browser. So now you can see for COD we are getting the COD payment pending, and in this one we are getting method Stripe, and here we have the payment paid. So we are receiving the data from the API, and API is sending the data where the method is a Stripe and payment is false. So we have to hide this data, so whenever we will choose the Stripe payment and if it is paid, then only we will display the data here on the my orders page. To do that, we will come back to the VS Code editor, and here we will open API folder. Here we will open the order folder, list folder, route.js file. And in this file, we have added this find method where we have added the user ID, and with this user ID, we will add one condition, that will be or. We will add the array, and in this array, we will add the object where we will add the payment type COD, or payment type is a Stripe with is paid true. So we have added this condition, that is or. If any of this object condition is matching the condition, then only we will get the data. If the payment type is COD, then we will get the data, or if the payment type is a Stripe with is paid true, then only we will get the data. We will save the changes. Now let's come back to the web browser and we will refresh this web page. So now you can see here we are getting the COD, then we have the Stripe paid and COD pending. Now we are not getting any order data with a Stripe payment and payment is pending. After that, we will apply the same logic in the seller dashboard. So let's open the seller dashboard and go to orders page. Here you can see we are getting all these data and the method is COD, that is hard coded data for all the orders. So we will make the changes in this data. So let's open the seller folder, orders folder and page.jsx file. Scroll down. So here is the code. So from here, let's remove this COD and we'll add order.payment type or COD. And if we have the payment type, it will display that type here, else it will display COD text. Similarly, remove this pending text and here we'll add the curly braces. We will check if the order dot is paid is true, then we'll display paid, else we will display pending. Now we will save the changes and come back to the web browser. So here you can see we have the method COD and here we have the method Stripe, paid, and here we can see all the orders with method type Stripe and method type COD. And in this seller dashboard, we will also display the order with method type Stripe and payment is pending. Now we will commit these changes. So here we'll add save and click on commit. Let's click on sync changes. So it will sync the changes on GitHub. So it will also update the deployed project. So in this tutorial, we have successfully added the Stripe payment gateway in our Next.js e-commerce project. I hope this video will be helpful for you. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like and share this video and also subscribe my channel GreatStack to watch more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching this video.